Since starting recording.
Okay.
All righty. We're on the air, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, how do you want to start?
Sound
Go
like,
ahead.
so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how do you want to do this? You just kind of like give a brief intro for both of us, like for like a minute or two, and then after that, kind of go toward a subject or of the
What
night.
if we ever had a subject?
Pardon me?
What if we ever had a subject?
I mean, like we had a new. Uh, I kept starting to hear echo a little bit there. No, like when we had a like a new device or something we are putting
Yeah,
together. I mean, it
that's
was kind of a
true.
subject.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway,
I mean,
as this thing is actually, if it works out, is going to go on YouTube, I should explain that this is the nefarious and evil Uncle Chuckie, and I'm talking to the peculiar Brad Doc Mulder, instrument
good
maker
evening.
extraordinary. Uh, and this is the Chuck and Brad show. Now, I got to understand, you've got to understand, we have no idea what the hell we are doing. So we don't know what this is going to sound like.
Yeah. I think basically the idea here was or Chuck and myself, we've been having we'll get on Skype about once a week every Thursday, and then we'll talk for anywhere to a half an hour to an hour or even or longer about whatever. And what we decided to do was basically take that conversation and turn it into a podcast so that the general public can get an idea of what two evil masterminds are up to on their on a daily basis here. Have I summed it up fairly well there, Uncle Chuckie?
Hmm. Well, that's because I'm pretty well known. But anyway, yeah, actually, we do have a new product, and I'm going to be getting a video done on it, I hope this week. A brand new version of the helmet, which I
Oh
think,
yeah,
yeah, that's cool. I like it. I like it. I'm having fun with it.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, what makes it different?
spreading madness to the world, which is what I do best.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course. Uh, uh, so, what do you think of the? Can you describe to the audience the difference between this new helmet compared to the standard model that I've built for you in the past?
Well, when people see it, they'll understand it's a hell of a lot easier to use. This one, you don't have to worry about tuning. You just put it on, turn on the amplifier, and think. So it makes things a bit easier.
So the hard part's going to be the thinking.
Yeah, the hard part is the thinking. It presupposes a certain ability to hold a thought.
Yeah,
I
what's
don't. I'm not sure how well that works for Brad. I know for me, it's a terrible problem. Uh, because at my great age, I can
yeah.
no longer think consecutively.
Oh yes, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. But again, I've tried these helmets before. I think I told you during the last hurricane back in September of last year that was hitting the East Coast. I was using that helmet along with a regular one of my 9 dial wishing machines. I had the two things tied in together, but uh, and what it was, I was trying to get into that hurricane and see if I could keep it off the East Coast. And using that helmet, I have to say, I could, if it was just an imagination, it was one heck of, it's just one heck of a. I'm very lucid when it comes to my imagination then, because I could actually hear the wind inside of my head.
Well,
No
that's
laughing,
I'm not going to
no
say it.
laughing.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. You handed me a great line, but
I,
I'm not going to say it. I'm still really upset about you ruining my good hurricane. I went through all kinds of trouble to make that, and then you end up sending it off somewhere. Oh,
well, no, but the point of it is, I mean, I could actually project my consciousness inside that hurricane. I was in the eye of that hurricane. I have to tell you, that was a strange. That's one of my stranger experiments using that helmet, and I have to say, my friend, that is a piece of genius. And I think the genius is in the simplicity.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the
and
idea
it
is
worked.
to make things as simple as possible. I mean, there are people who they will make a radionic box with 100 dials. Uh, this is going to take 3 hours to tune.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
why?
Yeah, that sounds like my Calbro, yeah, the Magnetron or whatever. Yeah, that sounds like exactly like a
Your Calbro MagnaWave.
yeah, my Magnawave. Yeah, I own it. I should know the name of it. Uh, yeah,
Actually, yeah,
go ahead.
by the standards of the time that MagnaWave was built, that was a pretty simple machine.
Uh, I tell you, it is not simple. It is not
No,
simple.
not by our standards, but by the standards of the time it was built. You had radionic devices with like 50 dials.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
exactly.
all kinds of amplifiers and meters and valves and gauges and a faucet that went to the kitchen sink and who knows. Uh,
Yeah, and I mean, one thing about it, I cannot claim, or I will not swear in a court of law that that machine belonged to Theronymous, but I will
yeah.
say that it was. I picked that thing up no more than 100 feet from behind his laboratory.
I believe it.
Yeah, and I did some research on that particular machine. I mean, that's the very first model that he used in his experiments in radionics.
So you have a machine that T. Galen Hieronymus personally laid his hands upon.
I'm not going to swear to court that that is the
I
case,
know,
but
I'm kidding you.
yeah, but it is the same identical model that he used in his earlier experiments when he got started. And so, if anything, I can say, you know, I have something like what he used, and it's still a part of history, however you look at it. But that is one of my most prized possessions.
Mhm.
Mm. But
It should
yeah,
be. I'm
yeah.
jealous.
Well, thank you. That was the whole intent of buying it was to make you jealous, Chuck.
Yes, I know. Well, I'll tell you something. You want to complain about the weather? You come up here in the middle of next week.
Oh hell no! I was up there December the 8th, and
Hey, that was warm. I had my jacket
you,
open.
for you, I mean, I went through a blizzard to get up there just to see you, Chuck. You should be
I
on.
know.
Uh,
Well, blizzards are nothing. We're going to get one tonight, but it's
oh,
going to be tonight. You know, everybody will be sleeping. But yeah, we're going to get like 11 inches of snow.
you're kidding.
Uh, yeah.
Oh,
And then in the middle of the week, Wednesday morning, the low will be 20 below zero.
oh my! So it's either going to be as it melts during the day. It's either going to be ice.
It's not going to melt.
Yeah, it's not going to melt.
There's not going to
Yeah,
be any melting till June if we're lucky.
yeah, yeah. When I was a kid, I spent 10 years in a northeastern town or northeastern Ohio, and I know how cold it gets. I mean, I wouldn't say it is as bad as Milwaukee, but it was bad. And you know, 11 inches up there, that's nothing. Down here, we get 11 inches in the south. You might as well call it the National Guard.
And they do.
Exactly, they do. They do. And so it's but I feel sorry for you, my friend. And just think I was down there in sunny Florida last week taking care of some business. Oh.
I'm going to make a bigger hurricane. But
uh, as you know, we like picking on each other. You
yeah,
know,
we do this all the time.
yeah, yeah. You know, believe it or not, Chuck is one of my closest friends. I'd never 5 years ago, if someone was to tell me that I would be good friends and close friends with Charles Casamano, I would say, "Are you smoking cocaine?" Because no way, you know. Because I'll be honest with you, you kind of scared me a little bit.
I scare everybody. I think poor Josh Warren is still shaking.
Oh yeah. Uh, hey, but one thing about it, I will have to say about Josh, he really respects you. He really does. And you know, I know you and I like to kid about him from time to
Yeah, we
time.
like to pick on him.
Yeah. but I mean, he's if it wasn't for Joshua P. Warren, I never would have met you.
Yes,
And
that's true.
yeah,
He
and
has
I
a good
gotta,
karma.
yeah,
Mm.
I gotta
Yeah.
give him his credit. I gotta give him some credit here.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's I think this Josh has already spoke about it publicly, so I guess we can talk about it.
It's
But
no
talk about
secret.
yeah, no secret about the documentary that Josh and and I went up there to see you and uh, Mr. Wonderful Tom Vrillock.
Royalock, yeah, Tom. Tom, my
Yeah,
old friend and student.
yeah.
I even
Good
admitted
guy.
publicly.
Yeah, good guy. He's another one of those guys. He doesn't want to get the word out, but he's actually a good guy, and I really
He
was
is.
glad to meet him. Yeah, yeah, and but no, it was a nice meeting your wife, Donna, and I mean, she's just a sweetheart. She is the nicest person you'll ever want to meet, and I can't believe
Yes,
she
and
married
she
this
puts
guy.
up with me.
Yeah, exactly. She has to be nice. But no, like I said, it was really a good to see you up there in person and get to sit there and talk talk shop. And
Mhm.
I'm really thankful for the opportunity, my friend, and I can't wait for us to do this again.
Yes, neither can I. I always look forward to a free meal.
Why, of course. Why, of
I
course.
always say, I always say the first thing they teach you in writer school, never turn down a free meal because you never know when you will eat again.
Oh, 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 yeah. That's inspiration for me to become a writer.
Yeah. Well, there was one author in the 60s. He wrote, the first thing you do before you become a writer, marry a woman with money.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that was probably a good move. Uh, I would say so. I've heard stories about, guys that even get on the bestseller list on Amazon, and they, surprisingly, they only maybe clear $5,000 or $10,000. And this
That's
is being
true.
on the,
That's
yeah,
true. Uh, most books, most published books, do not even cover their publication cost in sales.
geez. So you're
It's
losing
true.
money.
It's
Yeah,
true. That's why publishing houses tried to go for blockbusters because they needed to make up for all their losses, even after they have cheated the authors out of all the royalties they have coming.
right, right.
They
I,
invented creative accounting.
I can imagine. I can imagine. I can't. Yeah, I can't see how somebody can go out there. The really only way to make it is to be self published and promote your own books. But then again, that's time, money, effort required in order to do that. And is it worth it?
Well, unless you acquire a name, it's a problem.
Mm.
Uh, of course, it's interesting. Things have gone back now to where you can self-publish and make money.
Really?
There was a time, like when I started, that was impossible. First, there were the printing costs, which are astronomical. And
Correct.
then there is the matter of distribution. How would you get this thing to the public? Now, of course, you've got the internet and you can sell through that. There's all these print to order outfits and that sort of thing. But in the old days, that was a real issue. It was very rare that a self publishing book actually made any money at all. Most were
Hmm.
just done to, print up a few copies and give to your enemies and family. Um, uh, and and then of course you have to go way back to when the author would write his book and then he would contract with the printer and print the book and then have a book and then have booksellers sell it. Like
Hmm.
that's like how it was done like in the 18th century.
Mm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, so, but now, in some ways, it is the golden age of writing as far as getting things out.
Right.
As
Right.
far as making money off it, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they could say that about radionics almost.
that's
Uh,
true. That's true. Yeah. Uh,
but yeah, like I said, I this radionics, know, the, when I first built the very first machine I built, Chuck, I have to be honest with you. Same here. I got a little bit of a cough myself. Uh, the the uh, the uh, the first machine that I built, I have to tell you, I had no clue if that thing was going to work. I was just a leap of faith, and I used your the basic design you had in, I think it was elementary psionics, your very first
Yeah,
book
very
that
first.
you published. Yeah, and I have to tell you, that book was probably the greatest book that's ever been published on radionics. To get
I
just to get the
agree.
layman interested. Yeah, you wrote it. Anyway,
I mean, the
but
greatest mind in all of history of human civilization wrote it. What do you expect?
yeah, exactly. But
The way like my nose grease off the screen here. Okay.
but no, it's again, I think and really what made it you know spectacular, or just really that so great, was that you did give basic plans for people to build their own devices, and without too much skill, and seeing as you really have limited skill,
I
you
have
just
no
got.
skill at all. I mean, really, I can't even wire a light bulb. I mean,
but but no, that is what made that book so fantastic. And again, I built my very first machine based on your plans, and the rest is history. And it's just and I tell you, the journey that has taken me, I don't think I could ever fully repay you, my friend. I mean, I really do. I mean, and I'm going to say this publicly. Chuck is a good guy. He truly is.
oh, there
I
goes my public image right down the tubes. Here I am, the psionic supervillain, the greatest menace to ever walk the earth. And here he's a great guy, and he's people are always saying that.
But no, all kidding aside, yeah, Chuck. I mean, I know you hate to hear it, but you are a good guy, and I think what you did with that very first book was a gift to the world, especially in radionics. And even I don't know if you want to say publicly who your greatest fans are, but I think people might find that interesting. Would you like to, or no?
No, we don't have to go into it too much. I mean, the people who know me can guess, and the people who can't, let them guess even more.
Ah, yes. But let's just.
I mean, half the fun of doing this is making people paranoid.
Oh yeah, and
Knowing that no matter what they're doing in their most private moments, Uncle Chucky may be putting on his helmet and watching them.
oh yes. I think that's the reason why you and I are still alive. So, but
I just wish there was a way to record the stuff we see.
oh, I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I'm sure
The
there's some.
blackmail fund would be. Oh well.
Oh
Anyway,
man.
privacy. There is no such thing. What are you talking about?
Oh, but I can say that this tech has been used for the betterment of mankind. I can honestly say that.
Yeah, but those are the people who get in trouble.
Mm.
You try hitting people, you're going to get in terrible trouble.
Well, I'm talking about taking care of the
Yeah,
bullies.
I understand. Taking care of these
Yeah,
little difficulties that show up that no one else can quite figure out how to take care of. Yes,
yeah,
these
yeah,
little matters. It's only business.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, Chuck and I have both said, many times, we cannot stand bullies and we cannot stand assholes.
That's true.
And so, yes, yes. Everybody else, we'll give you a pass for now. But yeah, those
The only
two.
problem is that we have a world of 7 billion people, and
Oh.
6.5 billion of them are bullies or assholes. Do you realize how much work that is?
Oh, well,
Well,
hey,
back at the Georgia Guidestones, uh,
well, go. Yes, yes, yes. I understand. Some parts of that I actually agree with. I have to say.
why? The only thing is, I don't know how we can have a working economy with only 500,000 people. Um,
Yeah, they would have to all live in this country, and do we really want that?
no, not really. Yes, yeah. It's one of these brilliant ideas that if you start looking at the details, it gets like this isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
We try,
Yeah,
try. I mean, we do our worst. We try, but
yeah,
sometimes you just
yeah,
have to realize it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But like I said, I do take pride in knowing that some of the things that we work on, we get to read about in the newspapers.
Oh,
I mean,
listen,
it's nice.
I love putting out, I love going online and seeing something in the news and think, oh, that was fun.
Oh man, yes. I think I remember like as the when I first went into the your website where you had all your PDFs for your books. I think at the very top of the book or the very top of the page it says something along the line. This is information that the government does not want you to know. And after reading it, I understand why they do not want you to know this.
Yeah, I think what happened is because I sprung everything just out of the blue.
Hmm.
No one was able to try to stop anything because it was there. It was
Yeah,
already
exactly.
spread. It's too late.
Yeah, yeah, and and I get to help by providing instruments to all the good little girls and boys all across the world,
Oh,
literally
yes.
across the world. Yes, and nothing makes me happier than to have a foreign customer because I just know there's just one more place that they'll never be able to, it's just one more place that they have no authority, or it's just going to be a genuine pain to try to, take away their little instruments and confiscate them and what have you, and
Well,
it just gives me joy.
well, it's like this. Our instruments, of course, are simple. The ones my designs for are simple enough. The ones we make are quite simple. But of
Hmm.
course, if worse comes to worse, anyone can get a flashlight.
Correct.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's basic. It's a little
Yeah.
crude, but
What
it
is
is
so?
effective.
Actually, it was Josh Warren. He asked me in the first interview I did with him.
Hmm.
Well, what is something people can do at home with stuff they have in the house? I said,
Right.
take a flashlight, aim it at a picture of the target. It's
Hmm.
focused light. It'll be a carrier wave for your and focusing unit for your thoughts.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh yeah,
And so
but
that's how do you propose to regulate flashlights?
yes, yes. How do you propose to regulate potentiometers and quartz crystals
And things
and
like that.
copper
Yeah,
and
I mean,
plastic? Yeah,
exactly. It's just
yes.
potentiometers maybe, the crystals may, but flashlights. Does the phrase "banish with laughter" have a meaning?
Yeah. It's. I think there would be certain individuals out there that would be a tad upset and would take
I think
action.
everybody would be a tad upset because what is one thing every home in the country and in every home in the civilized world have?
Heck, even in a car, a flashlight.
Yes, everybody has them, and they usually have a number of them.
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh yeah. And I have to say that using light as a carrier wave, it is very effective.
It
I mean,
is. It is.
yes, yes. I mean, for example, the equalizer and the Tepophone that you and I have worked on together. I mean, I find these instruments they should be handled with care.
Yeah, I suppose. Though your bells are pretty good, they're not really very fragile.
Well,
And
I
if
mean
you
that.
actually drop one, it won't break.
No, I mean handling
I
care
know
and
what you mean. I'm having
operation.
fun.
Oh yeah, you joker, you. But yeah, you make me laugh. But no, I mean this is just some serious stuff, and I mean, and the thing about it is, uh, a lot of these instruments, you can use them for some very interesting operations,
Oh,
and
that's
yeah, and I think one that I was working on. I really can't go into details on the air, but I the other week I have to say is getting still making me think.
You're still
And
recovering.
yeah, yes, exactly. I mean, from what I understand, everything is just a okay. With with the 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 thing that I was working on is progressing as miraculously.
I will tell you. I mean, um, I think we, I obviously I can't talk about what it was either, but I think you left.
Think what?
You left Jesus in the dust with that one. That's a
uh,
biblical, that's biblical proportions. I mean, that's
uh, I wish we could talk about another thing that's in biblical proportions. Can you say Yule winter? Yeah. Anyway, Ten
yeah. I
Commandments.
mean, this is like yeah. I mean, when you told me, I went, what?
Oh, I didn't believe it either. I mean, I was,
I
you know,
would. I
just
was like, this is yeah. I mean,
yeah, exactly. And like I said, I'm going to see if I can capture lightning in the bottle. What we discussed before. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to kind of keep you in the mystery here, but this is the way we talk, about these things. But
yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes we're going to have to be obscure and confused and what the hell are these two talking about? Because well, there are just some things we can't make public yet.
yes, I agree. I agree. But yeah, it's just and again, it just confirms to me the power of these instruments and these machines. And I think that when people really start using, more and more people start using them for themselves, and there's going to be a lot of interesting things going on in reality. I think there's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of havoc. I mean,
Havoc is definite.
can you imagine taking your id and actually turning it into reality? I mean, that is just some serious messed up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, depending on your viewpoint, I guess. But
Yeah. Well, some people get nervous about that sort of thing for some reason. I don't understand why.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean, I remember as a
go ahead.
boy seeing the movie Forbidden Planet,
Hmm.
and my first reaction was, I want that machine.
And
Yeah. I mean, so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun things you can do with your mind if you can focus it right.
yeah, exactly. I mean, people do not realize how powerful the human consciousness is. I mean, they have no clue. And
And when they find out, it scares the living daylights out of them.
oh yeah, exactly. And I tell you, when I think about this, I realize most sorcerers out there are claimed to be sorcerers, witches,
Or
whatever.
would-be
If they,
sorcerers, or
yeah,
soothsayers, or tarot readers, or Wiccans, or, I mean, whatever.
yeah, if they have any mojo, whatever. I think, honestly, I think the any reasonably sane person, somebody who can actually hold, organize their thoughts or focus on something for for a short period of time. I think they can accomplish anything that these quote unquote sorcerers can accomplish.
Well,
And
assuming they can accomplish anything, yes. That's a whole other,
well, okay, maybe I'm giving mankind more credit than
you're giving
it deserves.
mankind more credit than it deserves.
Oh well, I try to be optimistic. And I have to tell you, I am frequently disappointed. But yeah, it's very it's interesting what can be accomplished with with a little bit of concentration and a little bit of energy focused toward a, particular goal or operation. And again, I think Chuck, in your lifetime, how many radionics operations do you think you have performed?
In 42
Oh,
years,
yeah, just give me a guesstimate. A guesstimate. What do you think?
10,000?
Oh, I got a lot of catching up to do. I'm probably a quarter of the way there.
I have no
Uh,
idea. Really, I have no idea. I mean, it, I never bothered to count.
I'm just curious because.
I mean, seriously, once I run out of fingers and toes counting, forget it. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, every day I'm doing something radionically. I'm handling a machine. I'm doing something every single day. I am doing something radionically. And I mean, for example, that wall that I like
That's
to
your wall
last.
of machines, yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I tell you, that wall proves that I have a lot of spare time.
Have you
Maybe
ever considered shells?
maybe no, no. I just like the look. I just like the way it looks, and I'm lazy, and I thought a little bit of Velcro, and
I have
I,
just, over the years, I've just found that witness samples stay put on the machines better if they're laying flat than if they're standing up.
that's the reason why I use tape.
That's what I was afraid you were going to say that. Uh,
But no, it's you know, I have to say, these machines, and I think I even discussed with you too. Whenever the day I put all these machines together on that wall, and it really wasn't even fully, you completed. But the day I put those things on there, I could start hearing a high pitched hum in the room. And I was thinking, oh, that's just the fan off my computer or something like that. But no, it was directed.
no,
It was
I am
coming.
familiar with the hum.
Yeah.
I'm
So you've
familiar.
heard that yourself.
Yeah, I've heard it too.
Well, what's your hypothesis as to why that is?
I have no fracking idea.
I
It's
mean,
just it's an interesting datum, but I have absolutely
yeah.
no idea why that would be.
I mean, it's something that's actually that you could hear. I don't know if it was coming, if I was hearing it through my ears or if it was inside of my head. I
I don't.
really have no
All
idea.
I know is all I know is that it's been there.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh yeah. But I even had the same thing with that with the Magna Wave. The first time I brought that in, from this barn that I got out of northeastern Georgia. Uh, I mean, the I could hear something coming off of it after I started tuning the thing up. I didn't plug it in because I was afraid to. I was afraid it's
No,
going to
don't
set.
plug that thing in. No, it'll blow
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That thing's over 90 years. It's like 93 years old now.
Mm,
But yeah, I didn't plug it in.
older than I am.
Yeah, well,
Not by
yeah.
much. But
Yeah, yeah, point taken. Anyway, anyway, uh, but yeah, when I set that thing up, I could hear what I thought was, something audible coming off the machine. Plus, the dogs that were around the building, they were starting to react there for the next, for 2 or 3 days. And even, I thought that was kind of unusual too. And I've noticed that people get a little anxious or were a little anxious the first couple of days when I set that machine up. And I wasn't directing it toward anybody else except myself. I was trying to use that machine just for me solely. I'm selfish,
mhm.
and so I wanted to, for a couple of operations specifically for me. And still, I'm getting that kind of reaction, from animals and people, and
Mhm.
unbeknownst to them as to what the heck's going on. So there was something really strange coming off that antique.
Mhm.
Yeah, they probably said that about you all the time, don't they, Chuck?
Oh yeah, they do, but it was so normal. Hey, it was so normal for dogs to howl and hide, and for people to just run away when I would walk down the street normally, that nobody noticed anything.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, it was just, it was just, oh well, that's him. Run.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, don't walk, run.
Yes.
But yeah, what can I say? What can I say? But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about here? Basically, this is just an introduction of us to the world here. And is there anything you want to discuss?
I don't know. I mean, can you think of anything other than the weather? I mean,
Uh, uh,
I
well,
want my global warming, and I want it
I want
now.
it now. Yeah, yeah. I have heard you say this 1,000 times.
I say it every winter, over and over and over again, and the weather service refuses to listen.
Every time you do that, you sound like a grumpy old man. I'm just
I
letting you
am.
know that.
I'm old, and I'm grumpy, and I'm cold.
But yeah, I got to say. Well, I tell you what.
And I'm
Let's
shaking my cane at the window where the snow is going to be.
right, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, what we decided to do here, I think we have planned is have special guests in the future.
Yeah, we've got a few victims. I think we can.
Yes,
Yeah.
I may actually I have a friend of mine who's real big out in Hollywood, and that's no joke. I mean, actually has appeared on major TV shows.
Yes, I
You know,
know who you're talking about. Yes.
yes, yes. I might be able to get that individual on the air also with us.
Well, that would be cool. First, we
Hmm.
got to see if this thing works.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, you know how I am. I'm always putting the cart before the horse.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's just the way I operate. It's got me through life so far.
Whereas me,
But
I always have visions of ending up having to push the cart. Yeah. Uh,
yeah. Point taken.
ever
Point
since
taken.
that farmhouse blew up when we were testing the first helmet many years ago. uh,
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, I didn't know the
Oh,
farmer was still living in it.
mm. Oh man. Well, I tell you, that kind of reminds me of that project we were working on with Josh out there in Las Vegas on
Oh
Halloween
yes,
night.
yes, that thing
Oh,
kind of well,
oh,
yeah. I'm still
yeah,
not sure I entirely believe his story, or it was just just a really big coincidence. I don't know. You know.
yeah. Well,
Excuse me.
I can't really discuss where the place we're talking about here, but it's just one of those things where everybody who's involved or interested in paranormal investigating or have watched any of these ghost shows,
Watching these
uh,
shows. Yes.
yeah, TV shows. I think you could probably put two and two together as who we're talking about. But yeah, it was an interesting situation to say the least.
Oh, I'm
And
sure. And it's one of the things that would bother Josh.
oh man, well, again, I'm just going by.
Not saying it's against him. It's just that it would bother him, whereas me it would be, gee, I wonder if we could repeat this.
Oh, this sounds like a Tuesday.
Yeah. Let's try it again next Tuesday. This could be fun. Uh,
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, I've done some weird stuff myself, and working with Josh, and that's one thing I have to say about this guy. Uh, when you're around Joshua P. Warren, you are never bored.
that's
I
true.
have to. You are never bored,
That's
and
true. He's fun to be around.
yes, yes,
That was fun.
yeah, yeah. He is, he's your typical event leader. I guess he could be
He
like
is.
a
He is. I've known people like him. I've known people in the media, and yes, he is fun
oh
to be.
yeah,
Hmm.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Very
and
interesting person. Very interesting person.
oh, well, of course. I mean, and he's just came out of a little small. I've been to his parents' house. I mean, just a little small place out in the mountains north of North Carolina, and to think that this guy is basically is out there on TV. He's been involved in actual big budget Hollywood films, and he's just a and he's the guy. Like I said earlier, the guy. Because of him, I met Charles Casamano. I was introduced to Charles work, and it's just been one heck of an adventure. And I have to say that good or bad, that was probably one of the best days of my life was becoming friends with Joshua P. Warren. Next to you, I mean, yeah,
And the elder gods returned to
yeah, yeah,
disturb
yeah.
the sleep of men. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were sort of an afterthought, I gotta admit, Chuck. Anyway. but but anyway, no, it's like I said, I'm looking forward to when Josh actually gets that documentary out there
I
on
hope he
YouTube.
does eventually.
Oh yeah, he is working on it, and I
He's
gotta
had
give
a
him
whole month and a half.
yeah, well, I gotta give the
I'm
guy a little
kidding.
bit of a I gotta give him some room here because he has been up
It
to his
takes
eyeballs
time.
in
It
a lot
takes
of projects.
time to edit things,
Yeah,
put them together.
Yeah. But
And we were there when it was being made. We have an idea about some of the things he has to find a way to edit around.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I hope it doesn't wind up like that Halloween show we were discussing.
Yeah,
But
I have visions of people looking at it thinking that's what it is. I mean, they'll take one look at my face and that'll be it.
exactly.
And then worse, they'll see that blob of yours and that isn't
Oh yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. By the way, I look like I'm in the witness protection program when I when I
Yeah,
appear on
you
this
realize there will
documentary.
be people who will be pendulum dowsing to find you. This is somebody in this protection program. We must find him. I will say, when I wrote Psionic Supervillain,
hmm
writing about how to use map dowsing to find people in the witness protection program was one of the best laughs I've ever had.
Now the big question: does it actually work?
Yes. I've never
Ooh.
used to find anyone in the witness protection program, but yes, it does work.
Oh. Well, all right there. I feel sorry for anybody that's trusting the any kind of law enforcement agency right now.
It's no secret. Like I say, I had somebody in the army from Afghanistan write me about finding a terrorist with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I told him what he had to do. And 3 days later, he wrote me back and said they were waiting for him and killed him.
Aw, poor baby.
Yes.
Guy. Yeah,
I
I
still
mean,
have the email filed somewhere.
yeah. And yeah, like I said,
That was
I've
one of
done,
the high points. I mean, yeah.
yeah, yeah. We have both done work that I would say have had some serious, you know, they were involved in some serious military operations, and I'm sure unofficially, off the record, whatever. Just and I think, and the reason why, and this is no joke, we consider ourselves patriots. We love this country, and we
Yes.
really, and we like to do anything we can to save any of our military guys and gals from any kind of harm's way. And
Well, if
and I,
only we could get a big defense contract for
yeah, exactly. Hello, NSA, if you're
it. Our
listening.
palms are open. Just drop it in.
We're here for you. I don't know if we'll pass a security background check, but we're
I
here.
know we wouldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't.
Oh, I know I wouldn't. But no, all kidding aside,
We did what?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We really do love our military, and we appreciate what these guys are doing. And anything we can do to help these guys, we're there for them, and that's no joke. And like I said, that's probably about the only the only money. Well, I don't mind paying taxes just for those guys.
Yeah. The rest of it, nah. Yeah.
Yeah. Make it all private.
National parks.
You
Who
know.
the hell needs a national park? Turn it to shopping centers.
Yeah, turn it into a subdivision. Anyway.
Condominiums, buildings, Walmarts. Who cares about
Exactly. Yeah,
Get me
exactly.
started on
Yeah.
that. Even if Teddy Roosevelt was my 35th cousin 75 times removed, it was a stupid idea.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Oh man. I think I think people do go a little bit overboard. I mean, speaking off topic here, I mean, if people really realize
Have we ever been
how
on
little,
topic?
never. But I'm
Never.
just saying, getting off of radionics temporarily.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you, if people actually knew how much land was occupied by human beings in this country, how little it is, and how much
Yeah. How
blank
much just
space that.
empty space? Yes.
Yes, exactly.
I mean,
Uh,
you drove up here from the south,
right.
and I know that you drove through a hell of a lot of empty land.
Yes, I did. It was highway, a city, then lots of empty highway.
Empty land, yeah.
Nothing. I mean, it's just farmland, whatever.
That's farms, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so it just tells me that a lot of this is a bunch of bunk. But Yeah, I mean, do I like overpopulation? No, I don't like
I
population.
don't think that. Well, I don't like population. Period.
I know we
Hey,
we
I
don't.
got an image to live down to here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Me too. I'm trying to. I kind of wonder who about my associates from time to time, and what the hell. So,
I never wonder about my associates. They're all handpicked.
yeah, you might want to wonder about me, there, guy. But no.
Oh no, I don't
Anyway.
wonder about you at all, Brad. I've got a dossier on you about 6 inches thick. Uh,
Oh, thanks. That's really really
I'm
nice of you, there,
joking.
guy.
I'm joking. But I thought
I,
I thought I'd make your hair stand up a little.
yeah, don't worry, the FBI does. So, but and that's another thing too. We're probably being watched night and
Oh
day.
heavens, I never worry about being accused of a crime because
Mhm.
I'm sure that there's some federal agency that will give me the alibi.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as far as I'm concerned, we make their jobs easier.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we are equal opportunity attackers, I guess is a good way of putting it. And yeah, I don't care. If you follow the under the criteria of a bully or an asshole, uh, please beware. That's all I ask. Beware. You may have a bad day someday,
everybody does occasionally.
but really bad,
Yeah, everybody
exceptionally.
has really bad days occasionally. It
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
It
Oh,
happens.
sorry about that cement truck.
Hey, I mean,
I, yeah, yeah. Things happen. It's life. Yeah.
it's life. Things happen. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, like I said, we look forward to bringing out some guests here. We're gonna, I
Mhm.
guess, we'll do
Bring some
next
victims
week.
on. And,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, what do you think next week? We should start talking about how to use this equipment, maybe.
First, we got to figure out how the hell to work this stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You talking about the YouTube thing?
The YouTube
Um,
thing, I know once I put it up on YouTube, it'll be no problem. I know what to do there. It's going to be basically getting this thing ready to put on YouTube.
okay. And that's gonna be sad. Uh,
And
I
ultimately, I would like to get to the point where we can actually do like split screen video and all that stuff. But that requires learning how to use software.
yeah. I'm kind of old school like you.
And
you know,
I understand the word software, and that's where my understanding ends. Uh,
yeah. It becomes hard software.
yeah,
Yeah,
everything becomes really hard when I'm trying to figure out how to use it.
yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you got Tom Verlock to help you, and he's a
Yes, he knows about as much about it, this particular branch of it as I do, unfortunately,
oh,
because I asked him.
oh yeah. Oh man.
He said, "I don't know."
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I figured, hey, he's a younger guy. I figured, oh, all the younger guys, they know all about computers. No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
He's about
Me,
like us. He knows it.
I'm an old
Go ahead.
person. All I know about a computer is how to turn it on, how to use the foot pedal, and how to use the cup holder. And that's all I
Right,
know.
right. Oh man. Yeah, I'm about I'm maybe a little bit far more computer savvy than you are, Chuck, but not by much. And so, but what can I say?
The problem
All
is the
right.
damn cup holder keeps wanting to close with the cup in it.
Yeah, really.
It
Oh,
drives
okay.
me nuts.
Does it spill your coffee on your computer?
No, I keep it far away from the keyboard so that if it when whatever's in the glass spills, it goes on the floor and doesn't damage anything.
Oh, hey, I leave it to you to plan ahead. Good for you.
Mm.
you're a smart man.
I'm a smart
You're
person. I'm educated.
yeah, you're so astute. Yeah. Hey, you might want to read the instructions, the manual that come with
They
your,
don't have manuals that come with
oh,
computers anymore. Have you noticed that?
oh yeah. They expect you to go online. All
They
right.
expect
Well,
you to
how
do it
do we get
online. So how do we get online? Well, you got to read the manual. Can't
yeah,
read the manual. We got to go online.
yeah. It's a vicious cycle.
Well, you
Uh,
see, the thing is, they expect everyone now to have learned this in grade school.
uh-huh.
Forgetting that when someone like me was in grade school, we basically did our lessons on clay tablets and
Yeah.
used an abacus for.
Yes. When I was in grade school, the computer, if the school was lucky enough to have one, was bigger than a refrigerator and ran off these little cards, these little
Yeah,
punch cards.
exactly. Well, that's when I was in grad school, and I even hacked it.
Oh, really?
I hacked the library computer when I was in grad school. I
Oh, okay.
fooled I fooled the punch card system into thinking that I had checked books in when I still had them.
Okay. So that's
That
how you.
way, that way I did not have to go through the renewal process when I needed a book for research, and somebody else might have flagged it. This way, as far as the computer was concerned, the book had been checked in and checked out like any other renewal, uh,
Oh,
and
uh,
it was simply a matter of finding the weak point in the system. And
okay.
the
So
weak
that's
point
how
was
you.
so glaring, any good bank robber could find it.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Hmm. So that's the reason why you have such a massive collection of books.
No, no, no. I was very honest about it actually.
Oh, you did.
As soon as I finished my thesis and my orals, I just took all the books back and dumped them in the book return bins, and
Yeah. Nobody asked any questions.
never any questions or anything. No, because it was just
Yeah.
technically, as far as the library computer was concerned, the books had all been properly checked in and properly checked out like any other renewal.
Ha. Okay. Well, I guess you gave the librarian something to think about the rest of the day. Huh.
I'm sure if they'd ever actually figured out that something was going on, they would have. But
Hmm.
they never figured it out.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Another helpful hint from Uncle Chucky.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a
Uh,
helpful hint that's 45 years old. So it's
yeah,
not
that
very
won't
helpful
work so
now.
well.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Things are a little bit more sophisticated now. That
but the thought that Uncle Chucky was once a hacker.
uh, I'm surprised we have a computer system at all. Uh, um,
Well, I was
oh,
actually very, very slow to get a computer. I really was. Because what am I going to do playing stupid games all the time? What am I going to do with this thing? But finally, a friend of mine talked me into it,
hmm. Hmm.
and it was useful for
Yeah.
writing,
Oh, okay.
that
Okay.
sort of thing. But I was kind of late coming to it. I was not an early adapter at all. No,
Hmm. Hmm.
it was like late '80s that I actually finally got my first PC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when everybody
Yeah.
started getting.
Hmm. Yeah. I think I actually I sat in front of my first PC back in around 1991, 92, maybe,
Well, yeah,
and I
that would have
didn't
been
know.
about right. Yeah, that would have been about
I
right.
and I didn't have a clue what the heck I was looking at. I didn't know. I think I was Windows 95. I think is what I had.
That would have been no, that would have been later.
No,
Windows
no.
95 would have been around 1995. That's what it
Okay,
was.
what was it?
Windows
Yeah, yeah,
95.
yeah. What was it? Okay, it'd been 1995. I think it's when I first set for my first computer there. I mean, it's like it was really. I was late for the game. I really was. And so you were dealing with DOS. You were actually
Yes,
dealing with DOS.
yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, oh man. Oh,
I remember having to type in all those funny little commands to get things to work.
oh, okay.
So actually, once you got used to it, it worked. It was pretty fast. It was
Hmm.
not that big a problem in those days.
Yeah.
Uh,
Huh. Yeah.
I couldn't do
Yeah.
it
I got.
now. I don't remember any of it. But
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I got my first computer from the IT guy at a local insurance company. They were redoing all their computers, and they were either going to put them in put them in a warehouse or whatever, and he decided he had the bright idea of selling them off for cash.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's how I got my first computer, and
I
I did not.
remember when offices started getting them,
Uh-huh.
and that was around 1990 when
Okay.
they really started to break into the business world as far as the personal computers went.
Hmm.
And I remember it was like no one knew what they were doing. No one. There was one friend of mine. She was working in an insurance company. They got all the computers, and what they were using Microsoft software, but they got WordPerfect manuals,
Hmm.
so nothing was working.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the early days of this were something. I remember 1992. I made my foray into real estate, which was one of the dumbest things I ever did in my life.
Uh-huh.
And the office I was working out of, they did not have a computer,
Hmm.
and they were amazed that I did.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah,
Well, you definitely were showing. You definitely showed them that you were, ahead of the game.
in
I.
only that one way, unfortunately. Like I say, it was one of the dumber things I ever did in my life.
Oh. Oh man. Yeah, I'm sure you got into that major real estate boom. So yeah, exactly. Uh,
Oh, it was yeah.
it went the
Well,
opposite
the
direction.
thing is, yeah, it was just a stupid idea. But
Yep.
I thought it would be interesting and maybe make some money. Well, it was interesting, but I didn't make any money.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I lost money.
Uh-huh.
In that period, I had a real talent for losing money.
Yeah. I've had periods in my life like that also. I know how you feel. So, but what can I say? All right, my friend. Well, tell you, we've been on here for about an hour. Do you want to go ahead and call
Yeah,
it?
I think we've got enough material here. Uh,
Okay.
so that I can first, I got to figure out where the hell this is going to work. Let's see. I push this
Okay.
button here to stop it. Okay, well, Brad, it's been fun, and next time, hopefully, we'll know what we're doing.
Yeah, like I said, this is really raw and unrehearsed, and I have to emphasize unrehearsed. I can't do
Yes, we
that
have to
enough.
emphasize unrehearsed. Oh, I
Yeah.
think anybody
Uh,
listening to this will figure that out.
yeah, well, of course, but yeah, so we but yeah, this is pretty much a lot of what we've covered here. This is a typical night, the Thursday night. When we're
This is a
brain.
typical Chuck and Brad show.
Yeah, it's a typical conversation between the infamous Uncle Chucky and Doctor Mulder, his sidekick.
It's Dr.
Uh,
Mulder, yes.
yeah, I'm Robin to his Batman. Oh
Yeah.
God, I need to
Oh,
get a.
no, 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 absolutely not. No. I mean, we can be accused of many things, but I don't think we can be accused of being gay.
Yeah, trust me
No
on
matter
that one.
what Harriet says.
Trust me, we are not. But
And with that, I think that'll do it. So, okay.
Hey, yeah, thanks for getting us demonetized. Appreciate it, Chuck. All right, on that
All right.
note, we'll talk to you later. All right, bye. Have a good night. All right, bye.
Okay, you too.